96% of retail traders never make it past their first year because they never learn these lessons that professional traders follow every single day. When I first started trading, I had absolutely no idea what I was doing. I was blindly following the advice of trading gurus just because they got a big fat yellow Lamborghini parked in their garage, which they rented for the day. After years of losing money, I realized that the only way to become a profitable trader was to learn from those who are actually winning at a high level. Those guys sitting on Wall Street. So, I spent the past 6 years studying and copying professional traders, hedge fund managers that made millions of dollars from the markets, breaking down exactly what they did differently. And that's what turned me into a millionaire trader today. And here's the thing, I won't be giving you the same generic advice you have heard a million times, like, oh, use a high risk to reward ratio, or risk 1% per trade. I realized that all successful traders live by the same 9 rules. If you don't follow them, you'll probably stay stuck. And there's one lesson near the end that completely changed the way that I trade. It's the reason I stayed profitable even after my worst losses. Stick around because that lesson alone could save you years of struggle. Lesson number 1 is your biggest enemy is your ego. When I look back at my biggest losses in my trading career, I realized that it wasn't because my strategy had failed. It was always because I refused to admit that I was wrong. My trade idea was invalid. Now it's funny because I will never forget the time that I lost the school fees that my father gave me. It was in my first year of trading and I was hell-bent on the fact that EURUSD was bullish. So I decided to bet my school fees, which was $2,000 on it. I thought that if I won this trade, I would double my money and then I would use the 2k to pay my school fees and use the profit of 2k to reinvest into my trading account. Now, after I entered into the trade, price started moving against me. I saw the warning signs, I saw the red flags, I knew that the order flow was shifting bearish, but I refused to accept that I was wrong. I was like, no way, this trade is gonna fail, man. It's just a pullback. That's what I keep telling myself, right? Whatever helps you sleep at night, right? I didn't cut my loss. I didn't accept reality. And before I knew it, the trade wiped out everything. I sat there staring at the screen with my heart sinking, realizing that I had just lost money that wasn't even mine to lose. And it was all because I was too emotionally attached to my bias. Now, the thing about professional traders is that they don't trade to be right. They trade to make money. That's a massive difference. Remember, if you can't take a small loss, you will eventually take a big one. The best traders aren't afraid to be wrong. They cut their losses fast because they know that protecting capital is more important than proving a point. So ask yourself this, would you rather be right or would you rather be rich? Lesson number 2 is the market rewards the most boring traders. You see, trading isn't about excitement, it's about precision. The traders who make the most amount of money aren't the ones constantly clicking buy and sell buttons, chasing every setup and staring at the charts all day long. They are the ones who trade less but win more. I learned this lesson the hard way, not just in trading but in the military. The first time I used a machine gun was at a 300-meter firing range. I was confident, right? I thought that if I just fired enough rounds, I would hit the target. So what I did next was that I sprayed 50 rounds down the range. I assumed that at least 25 bullets would land. But guess what? When we checked the target board, only 2 out of 50 actually hit the target. The best traders think like snipers. Right now it's March and I only took less than 20 trades so far this year. I know traders who are making millions of dollars a year by taking just 1 or 2 trades per week. They are not in the market for fun. They wait for high probability setups. When they present itself, they execute with confidence and they just walk away. If trading feels exciting all the time, you're probably doing it wrong because the best traders are bored because they know that consistency, discipline and patience pay far more than impulsive and high adrenaline trading. Lesson number 3 is your lifestyle shapes your trading results. If you think trading success is just about charts and strategies, you're in for a rude awakening. Look, the truth is, you can have the best strategy in the world, but if you're running on 4 hours of sleep, living off energy drinks and eating KFC fried chicken and treating your body like a trash can, you are setting yourself up for disaster. Your brain is your mental edge, and if you don't take care of it, your trading will suffer. I've seen traders who quit alcohol and instantly saw better results. because they stopped waking up groggy, taking stupid trades, and revenge trading with a hangover. By the way, I know this firsthand. Believe it or not, but I haven't had a single drink in over a year. And I've made more money in the past year than I ever have in my entire trading career. And that, my friend, is not a coincidence. I've also seen traders who thought that they had like a discipline problem. But really, they just had a sleep deprivation problem. Trading on 4 hours of sleep is like trading drunk. Except you don't even get the fun part. Your reaction time is slow, and you hesitate more, and suddenly that clear setup looks like a goddamn Picasso painting. Now, don't even get me started on diets. If you're running on instant noodles and iced coffee, you might as well let your broker keep your money right now. Professional traders, they fuel their brain properly, because this game is a mental marathon, not a sprint. Remember, if your strategy is your technical edge, your brain will be your mental edge. And if you don't take care of it, like a newborn baby, your trading will suffer, no matter how much time you spend staring at the charts. Lesson number 4 is your success in trading is a reflection of how you handle uncertainty. Trading is not a game of certainty. It is a game of probabilities. Every single time you place a trade, you are stepping into an environment where nothing is guaranteed. You can have the best entry in the world, but still there's a chance for you to lose it. And because of this uncertainty, retail traders freeze, hesitate, and second guess themselves before they enter into a trade. They want certainty before they take action, which causes them to miss trade opportunities or enter way too late. Professional traders accept that uncertainty is part of the game. They don't try to predict the future. They focus on executing based on probabilities. They know that even a perfect setup can end up with a loss. And that's fine because they are playing the long game. One of the greatest examples of this is the story of the man who broke the Bank of England. In 1992, George Soros placed a massive bet against the British pound. He believed the UK's economy was weakening and that the government wouldn't be able to sustain its currency at a high level. But here's the key. He didn't know for certain that his trade will work out. There were still so many unknowns and uncertainty, and the market could have gone the other way. But instead of waiting for a perfect signal, Soros executed based on probabilities. He placed in straight, accepted the risk, and let the market do the rest. And when the UK government finally devalued the pound, his hedge fund made over $1 billion in a single day. And once again, Soros didn't win because he had a crystal ball and he predicted the future correctly. He won because he understood the odds and executed without hesitation. That's what separates professionals from amateurs. If you want to succeed in trading, you need to stop looking for guarantees and start embracing uncertainty. The best traders, they don't hesitate. They take calculated risks, accept when they are wrong, and move on to the next opportunity. If you can develop that mindset, trust me, you will separate yourself from 99% of traders out there. Lesson 5. The next lesson is the best traders are the ones who stay in the game the longest. Most traders burn out or quit before they even have a chance to be successful. They chase quick money, they jump from strategy to strategy, and they expect to be profitable overnight. But the harsh reality is that the market rewards those who are patient, consistent, and willing to outlast everyone else. The best traders think long term. They don't get emotional over a few wins or a few losses because they know that their real edge comes from years of refining their craft, not a lucky streak. Now, when I first started, I saw traders making big money and I thought to myself that, oh my god, I need to get rich fast. That mindset nearly destroyed me. I overtraded, I forced setups, and I blew accounts trying to rush success. But over time, I noticed something. Most of the traders that I started with disappeared. Some made money early but lost it all because they couldn't stay consistent. Others got burnt out from revenge trading, and some just quit because they couldn't handle the ups and downs of trading. While they were chasing shortcuts, I was playing the long game. I stayed in the game, I kept learning, and I focused on getting 1% better every day. I built systems, I refined my edge, and I treated trading like a professional business, not a get-rich-quick scheme. Now, years later, I'm still here, profitable, scaling to 7 figures, and dominating the industry. while most traders who started with me are nowhere to be found. Now listen buddy, success isn't about having one good month. It's about being profitable for years. Trading isn't about who gets there the fastest. It's about who lasts the longest. It's like the tortoise and the hare story. It's about being consistent, showing up every single day. Because the traders who win aren't the ones who make money the fastest. They're the ones who never give up, never stop learning, and just keep refining their edge. So my friend, keep going. Because the only way to fail is to quit. So if you never quit, you will never fail. Lesson 6. Trade one session, trade your best. If you show up to the market mentally drained, tired, or distracted, your execution will suffer, no matter how good your strategy is. Trading isn't about being glued to the screen all day. It's about showing up sharp when it matters the most. I used to think that I need to monitor the charts from market open to market close just to catch the best move and just to squeeze every single dollar from the market. But in reality, the more time I spent staring at the screen, the worse my decisions became and the less money I actually make. Quite simply put, it was counterproductive to work hard in trading. The more hard I work, the less money I make. Overtrading, forcing bad setups, and second guessing good ones, it all came from burning myself out. So instead of watching the markets all day, I decided to focus on mastering one session, and that was the London session. I picked my session, I showed up at peak energy, executed my best trades, and then logged off for my broker. And I just go and relax and spend time with my family. There was no over trading whatsoever because I was just fully focused on high quality setups. I was no longer sitting at a screen for hours waiting for a move to happen. And I was also not trading with like this tired mindset and distracting mindset anymore. I was fully focused, I was fully present when I'm actually trading. So believe me when I say that the best traders, they don't trade all day. They trade smart. They focus on one session. And they trade when they are at their fullest capacity. Remember my friend, trading is about precision, not screen time. Lesson number 7 is the market is a reflection of you. Now this one took me years to fully understand. When I first started trading, I thought that the biggest problem was strategy. I kept tweaking indicators, switching strategies and searching for the perfect setup. But after blowing multiple accounts, I finally realized the real problem. The real problem wasn't the market. It was me. The market is like a mirror. It reflects your strength, weaknesses, and emotions back at you. It doesn't care about your strategy or if your mindset is working against you. If you have fear of missing out, you will chase trades and enter at the worst possible time. If you are greedy, you will over-leverage, take unnecessary risks, and eventually blow up. And if you have control issues, you will struggle with taking losses, holding on to bad trades just to prove that you're right. And if you're impatient, you will overtrade, try to force setups that aren't even there. And the truth is, the market exposes who you are as a person. It will punish your weaknesses until you either fix them or quit. If you want to improve your trading, stop looking at the charts for the answer and start working on yourself. Lesson 8. Success breeds complacency, and complacency breeds failure. You might think that big losses are what destroy accounts. But the truth is, big wins are equally as destructive. A big loss humbles you. A big win makes you feel invincible. It tricks you into believing that you have cracked the code, mastered the markets, and you can now take bigger risks with the same outcome. Well, after all, the market did reward you once, so of course now you feel more entitled to get more profits. And you start increasing your lot size because you assume that lady luck is on your side. You loosen your risk management rules because you feel like you can't lose, you're invincible. And you take setups you would usually avoid, thinking that, no way, lady luck's on my side, it's gonna happen, I'll make it work. And guess what happens next? The market humbles you. You give back a portion of your profits. And at first it feels like it's no big deal because you're still up 10k. So you keep taking bigger trades and then you lose again. And suddenly all your profits are wiped out in the blink of an eye, all because you're too stupid, or rather you're too greedy. And now you're not just back to where you started, you are in the red, you're emotionally tilted and you're scrambling to recover. You see, a big win doesn't just change your P&L, it changes your identity as a trader. After making $5,000 on a trade, you start feeling like you're him. You start thinking, I'm the best trader in the world. I'm Alexander the Great. I'm Sonny Lester. I want to play in the major leagues now. And this identity shift leads to reckless behavior. Instead of being disciplined and following the system that got you the win in the first place, you start chasing more wins at all costs. And that's when you blow up. So to prevent this from happening, I want you to treat a big win the same way you treat a big loss. Adjust, protect, and go back to the basics. Withdraw the profits if you need to. Reduce the lot size that you're using and review the win and just continue to follow your trade plan. The moment you feel like you have cracked the market and you know it all, you're already on the path to blowing up. So sit down, be humble. Sit down, be humble. Alright, so for the final lesson, it's incredibly philosophical and it's incredibly deep. And that is, trading success can ruin your life. Now, this lesson is one that is not covered in the books or anywhere that I can find actually. It's something that I discovered over time with my experience. And no one really talks about this. But winning in trading can make you lose everywhere else. I need a sip of my tea before I can explain this shit. That's good. Now, I felt it firsthand. When you start making real money, you start seeing everything like a trade. You expect life to move at market speed. Normal life starts feeling painfully slow. You start treating people like risk-reward equations. If you're not adding value, you cut them away like a bad trade. And you get so used to controlling your trades that real life, where you can't control everything, start to piss you off. And here's the biggest lesson that I've learned. Be careful what you pray for. Sometimes you don't even realize this, but you get so caught up in the chase that you forget to slow down. I used to pray for success, for more money, for growth. But when I got it, I realized it came with a price. More pressure, more expectations, more distance from the things that actually matter. Peace, presence, family, and God. All the luxury lifestyle, the wins, and the freedom, it doesn't mean anything if you don't take time to be present, reflect, and reconnect with God. Trading makes you feel like you're in control, but the truth is you're not. If success in trading pulls you away from God, family, peace, and real life, you don't really win. You didn't actually win. You might have won the battle, but you have lost the war. So slow down, step back, because some of the most important lessons in life aren't found in the charts. Look, making money in trading is one thing. Keeping it, staying sane, and actually enjoying life, that's the real challenge. And I've learned the hard way. Success isn't just about stacking wins. It's about knowing when to slow down, when to step back, and making sure that you don't lose yourself in the process. Because at the end of the day, the markets will always be there. But your peace of mind, that's something that you can't afford to lose. With that said, I hope that you have enjoyed this video. I just really wanted to share the lessons that I've learned in the past 6 years in the most authentic way possible. And yeah, just really to show you the raw reality of, becoming successful at trading is not always roses and sunshine, right? Just because I have everything doesn't mean that I'm good at everything else. Just because my life looks great on social media doesn't mean that it's glamorous in real life as well. I might have everything, but I spend lesser time with my family right now. So if you are jealous of me, then you better be jealous of every aspect of my life as well. And the truth is, success will always come with a price. And at the end of the day, you decide that price. And as always, remember, you're just one trade away.